I've waited for this moment for a long time. The evening is warm, the perfect temperature. I'm wearing the sleeveless dress he loves so much, and my arms don't even feel cold. Everything is just how I imagined. The waves crashing against the bottom of the cliffs beneath me. The slight breeze in the air, the tinkling sound of laughter that drifts over from the wedding marquee at the other side of the headland. We're all here together at his seaside villa in the Mediterranean. Me, him, his wife. We are soulmates, him and I, meant to be together. It's been obvious since we first met, that intense spark of electricity between us. But he wants it all. He wants her stability and housekeeping, the patient wife at home. And he craves my passion and youth. He can't deny the way we are drawn to each other like magnets. I can't wait any longer. I can't be in the wings anymore. Soon I will see him, and he will have to choose. He'll choose me. I know he will. There's no contest. I'll be the one swimming in his outdoor swimming pool under the French sun. He'll be rubbing suntan lotion into my back. We'll be sipping French wine together in little bistros as we declare our love for each other. And thank God that we've finally had the courage to leap into our future together. And as for his wife, she'll never come between us again. Chapter 1. Now. "You're so lucky, Jen," Kirsty, one of the Schoolgate mums, said as she peered into Jen's buggy at her sleeping daughter. Jen smiled back. Ruby looked angelic now, but she had screamed for most of the day, falling asleep for her nap just as they approached the school where she would collect her 2 older children. "Thanks," she said. "How old is she now?" "She turned 1 a few weeks ago." "So back to work for you soon, then?" Jen glanced down at her feet. "Well, no. I've decided to stay at home, spend the time with Ruby." "Oh, wow," Kirsty said. "That's amazing. You're so lucky to have Rob and to be able to take the time out." Jen nodded. She knew Kirsty was right. Staying at home with her kids was a luxury that Rob's well-paying job allowed her. The truth was, she'd wanted to go back to work. But when they'd added up the bills for nursery for the youngest and after-school clubs for both the older children, her salary simply wouldn't have covered it. Her friend Natasha came up behind her and tapped her on the shoulder, rescuing her from Kirsty's questions. "Staying at home's harder than it looks," she said, pushing her sleek dark hair behind her ears and smiling warmly. "It does feel like hard work sometimes," Jen said. She'd always put her all into everything she did. But since they'd had the kids, her focus had changed from her work as an estate agent to being the best wife and mother she could be. She and Rob were a team, and while he excelled at bringing in the money as regional manager of a chain of estate agents, she had made an effort to excel at running their household, making sure he had freshly cooked meals, the kids were looked after, and their home was spotless. Her older children came out of the school, Jack, her middle child, aged 5, running out to her and hugging her, while Lottie, her oldest, ambled out, head down. Jen swallowed. She hoped Lottie had had a better day at school today. They'd moved here 8 months before, and from the beginning, Lottie had struggled to make friends. Jen had been in to see her teacher, who was doing all she could to encourage the other girls to play with her, but Jen didn't think things were improving much. They walked home with Natasha and her daughter, Matilda, who was in Jack's class. Jen had been pleased to see Natasha at the school gate the first day the kids had started at school. She'd worked with Rob briefly a while back, so Jen had known her a little bit already. It had been good to see a familiar face, and they'd quickly become friends. Jack and Matilda raced each other up and down the street, while Lottie hung back with Jen as she pushed Ruby in the buggy. "Coming to the playground?" Natasha asked. "Not today," Jen said. She had too much to do. Rob liked his home to look perfect when he got back, and Jen remembered the state she'd left it in when she'd rushed out with Ruby. Ruby's toys were all over the floor. Jen was behind on the washing, and she hadn't even started to prep the vegetables for dinner. She'd have to set the kids up with a game to keep them busy while she rushed around. Rob had told her he didn't want the kids having so much screen time.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.